Hi guys, so I'm doing a video today about my eyebrows, all about brows, about how I shape them, about how I tweeze them, and then some tips and tricks later for filling in and for highlighting. So if you want to know how I maintain my brows and how I do it all, then please keep on watching. Now, as for the shape of the eyebrows, there's a standard shape that everyone can follow, and it basically works on every person's face depending how symmetrical your face is. Now, what you do to know where you should start your eyebrow, you take any straight edge, this is just a makeup brush, and you take it from the tip of your nose or from the end of your nose and you try to angle it to the inner corner of your eye. And that is where your eyebrow should technically start. My eyebrow naturally starts a bit further up, and this creates the illusion of your eyes seeming a little bit closer together. I don't really like to mess with that too much. I like the way my eyebrows start, but just for your information, that's where your eyebrow should start. So you could draw a little line right there, but I'm not going to on mine because mine starts a little closer, and that's okay with me. Now, where your arc should be, just look straight ahead. And again, angle it from the tip of your nose and then angle it where your pupil is. That dark spot in your eye, and then right there is where the angle should be. And to know where the eyebrow should end, from the tip of your nose to the end of your eye, around there is where it should end. So I'm just going to do the same on the other eye. And that's how you know how to shape it. Now, as for shaping, I use tweezers. I use Tweezermen. I think they are great. I probably wouldn't use any other tweezers. Now, you can see that I let my eyebrows grow out as much as they possibly can. I can basically tell where the stray hairs are. So what I do is I just pluck those stray hairs first. And sometimes lifting the brow a little bit will make it a little easier to get into those hairs around here so that you don't pick any from the actual brow. Now, when it gets into shaping a bit closer to the brow, I like to then turn my tweezers onto the side. Rather than going that way, I'll go that way. And that way I can follow the shape that I want and pluck any hairs that stand in my way. Now, I also do that along the top, along here. All the way up to where that arc should be, I like to tweeze. Now, as for in through here, I don't do much the shaping. That's how my natural brow is. But I do just like to fix up these hairs, like here. This one doesn't look right, so I'm going to pick that one out, and I'm just going to pick out that little one as well. Now, another thing I like to do is to trim my brows. So what I'll do here is I'll get any spoolie, I'll comb my hairs up, then I'll trim just this bit here. Now, you can of course trim the rest of your brow, because you can see there you can trim and it will be a lot neater, but I like to leave the rest of my brow full, so I don't trim the rest. I just like to comb them through instead. And now my brows are all done, so I'm just going to apply a little bit of concealer in to conceal the redness. And now, to finish off the brows, I'm going to apply a highlighter. Any color that's a couple shades lighter than your skin tone will do, and that will help to create a nice shape to your brows. Now, for filling your brows in, my preferred way of doing this is to use a powder and any brush. I'm going to use this brush right now, which is a little bit more fluffy than a normal eyebrow brush, just because it creates a more natural look. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of powder, And I just think using a powder is a lot more natural and it's a lot faster and easier, and you don't have to think about it as much. You just brush it through, following the natural way of your hair. So I do straight lines outwards towards the end, and then this front bit of my brows, I flick the brush upwards. And then I take a little spoolie and I brush through to blend that all in. And you can see the difference it makes between this brow and this brow. Now for some quick tips. If you do have eyebrows that tend to stop around here or maybe even here, I know a lot of girls have that, I would recommend you filling it in with a pencil. The MAC ones are great. I have this one in Lingering. I've already swatched it, but you can create a really nice line, really straight, really precise. The reason I would recommend a pencil instead of a powder is because through a powder you can still kind of see your skin, but through a pencil it really mimics the look of hair, actual hair being there. And also, it's happened to me where you've over tweezed or something like that and you have a little patch. It's a lot easier and a lot more realistic to use a pencil. Just lightly feather it through and you'll create a really nice look of hair being there. Otherwise, if you have quite full eyebrows like me, I would recommend a powder just because it's easier. Throw it on and out the door, and it looks a little bit more natural as well because I don't need too much filling in. Honestly, I don't really fill in my eyebrows that much. Now another tip, if you have maybe really bushy eyebrows or you're just stressed out about getting the shape right or something like that, go get them professionally done once. Personally, I've never gotten my eyebrows professionally done because I'm scared of them over tweezing, some mistake, something. I just prefer to do it myself. Even though I'm not perfect, I prefer to do it myself. But I do recommend getting it done once. Maybe you don't want to splurge out all the time, every month, getting your eyebrows done, but do it once and try to maintain that shape. But you do have to be very careful maintaining that shape. You can't just let it go for a month because then it'll be really hard to get back to that professional shape that you paid for. So do try to maintain it every couple of days, shape up and everything. And that would be a really good tip for you. Now, my biggest tip and my rule, like you cannot watch this video and then still make this mistake, over tweezing. Do not over tweeze your eyebrows. Personal preference, maybe if you love the look of thin eyebrows, go for it. I don't judge. I mean, it does look beautiful on some girls, but I think in general, a thicker brow is more flattering. You do tend to lose hairs as you get older. Your eyebrows will naturally thin out. So try to keep them thick, luscious as long as you can. You know, this is the natural thickness of my brows. They've always just been like this. I've never thinned my brows out. I've just taken away any stray hairs. But I wish they were even thicker. I think I've gotten a comment where someone said that my eyebrows were too thick. Well, I wish they were even thicker to whoever said that. So I hope you found this video helpful. I'll just zoom into my eyebrows one more time so you can get a look of them. And also, doing your eyebrows is finding out what works for you and what suits you. So like I said, my eyebrows naturally start a bit further in. So even though the technical way says that I should start it from the tip of my nose to the corner of my eye, well, that's too close. That's too far away from me. So adapt it to what you like. I hope you find this video helpful and thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye!